Hello YouTube, this is DePassion, also known as Mikkel, and welcome to another No More Side Job segment. Wonderful, good old peaceful time with me just talking about different life stuff, right? With how crazy the world has been, I've decided personally just to keep things nice and as positive and as happy as they can be here. Like, I'm sure with how much is being discussed and also so often that I don't know. I think you guys are kind of fed up of hearing about it. With lockdown, protests, riots, all sorts of things. So, not that I'm not ignoring it. I'm not ignoring what's going on. I'm living through this too. We're all living through this together, right? But I just want to get this out of the way with, right, this is literally just a personal choice of mine, just to keep this all nice and fun and entertaining. And some wonderful positivity, a great escape, whatever you want to call it. I just want to be here for you guys, just to at minimum fight your boredom, or just a breakaway, just give you a break away from everything. So I just want to get that out of the way with, like, I'm not blanking what's going on in the world. I'm not, like, it's more important that you do still pay attention and like just outweigh what's going on, but we all need a break from that kind of craziness sometimes. So I'm gonna let you guys know what I've been doing during the lockdown and all other sorts of craziness, right? So there's an interview I checked out a while ago with Suda 51. He's just reminiscing about his previous works, and he mentioned to avoid essentially to avoid getting sued or whatever, that his inspiration for the beam katana came from Space Sheriff or a Space Cop Gavan, right? And it's either Sentai series, I think it's called. I think it's Sentai, yeah. It's Sentai series, I think it's Tokusatsu specifically. About, yeah, Space Sheriff called Gavan. Like, there's not really much else that's really got to be said. Oh, yeah, this motherfucker, like, rides on a dragon's head. Like, he doesn't pilot the friggin' Zord that he deals with, like, in Power Rangers and that. He ain't doing that, man. He's gone one step beyond all that. He's more woke than all you. What he does instead is he's got this, he's got almost like this power glider or some shit. Like, he just stands on it and just rides around on it like that. It's so freaking cool. And what I find friggin' nuts about Gavan the most is the sheer amount of fighting he does before he transforms. Before he transforms into his Space Sheriff outfit. Which pretty much is like a metal ass, almost like Robocop crossed with a Power Ranger kind of thing. At least from my raw Western perspective. Like, that's what it feels like to me. That's what it looks like. So I'm just like, yeah, shit's getting serious when he puts this suit on. Because he can whoop ass beforehand, man. But yeah, so Space Sheriff Gavan. He has a laser sword. I think it's laser Z sword or something like that. And as soon as he pops that shit off, whatever's standing in front of him, it's going to be one swing downwards, done. It's over. Like, but he puts his hand, like, across the beam. Across the sword. And then it's pretty much a beam katana. Pretty much a beam sword, I should say. Because the shape of the blade is not literally a katana. But it's nuts. This show is nuts. And funny enough, as soon as I get into the show and I'm browsing around, like, I think it's like a month or two later, all of a sudden, we get to see that Tokusatsu's made a YouTube channel. And it releases every week. It will release. They'll release on that channel the different Sentai shows they've done over the years. So there's like 1,000,001. It's actually crazy how many they have. And I was so hyped and so excited. The first 2 episodes they subtitled, and after that they just released the rest of them just with no subtitles. Then they will get round to it at some point or another and sub the rest. I only know that because I actually bothered to read the about page for that YouTube channel, the Tokusatsu YouTube channel. And it's great fun. And honestly, because how simplistic the story is, like, you could merrily watch it without really knowing a lot of people's names. You can just make some up. You can just have that you can just let your inner child just fly around and just say whatever the hell. Just name the different characters whatever you want. As long as you get Gavan right, you win. Like, It's such a nutty show. I absolutely love it. And like he's just like a, I think he chills out at a ranch and just chills. He just chills out and hangs out there and just does whatever he wants. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna help out the horses. I help out these kids with their soccer game and all this stuff. It's so funny. It's so funny just how much ass this dude can kick in a friggin' day. And I mean literally kick. He kicks all the friggin' time. It's actually crazy. It's actually nuts how much this dude can like kick and just whoop ass. It still amazes me. Still amazes me. So yeah, it's really cool to see that like inspiration where that came from. And like in my head, I just continued to roll with that and just keep checking it out. Just keep watching and seeing like, oh, what other No More Heroes influences can I even find? And I know they're sort of there, but I guess some of those influences are in all kinds of tropes, in all kinds of shows when it comes to Super Sentai specifically. So, I'm just enjoying my little headcanon there. I do actually want to watch, like a react series of Space Sheriff Gavan, or Space Cop Gavan. They've titled it on their YouTube channel as. So, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm not going to ask you guys to comment and say, oh, God, do you guys want to see that? Because I'm just going to do it. That's one thing with me. I prefer to do what I enjoy doing. Like, I'll be that guy that goes off to karaoke and we just sing a song from like Little Shop of Horrors or whatever and not be worried. And I'll just go to karaoke and just not be worried about, oh, people going to know this song that I'm going to sing? Or should I pick the most popular one or whatever? No, like... That's literally how I prefer to roll. I just prefer to just enjoy what I'm doing. Obviously within reason and blah blah blah, of course. But if I choose to go and enjoy something, I'm not gonna worry about what other people are gonna be thinking. Like, so when I go out clubbing, people are like, oh my god, Mikhail, like, why are you such a good dancer? I'm like, it's because I actually enjoy myself. I just go and dance to do it. I'd rather live a life well lived than one when I had to second guess all the friggin' time when it came to having fun and shit. Like, I thoroughly prefer that. So, yeah, in a short while, you're gonna get to see me react to Space Sheriff Gavan, and then react to many episodes with no subtitles. So I just got to make up the story as I go. That's gonna be fantastic. That's gonna be the best part. I think that's gonna be the most fantastic part for me, is just watching that. Just watching that all happen in motion. Just him just whooping ass, and I don't know anyone's names. Like, that's going to be just so funny to do. It's going to be so funny. But, like, I think it's in the intro. They got a clip, and he drops down onto his goddamn back to then kick a dude in the face. I'm like, when in the world did you have to be that cool? Like, well, why? Why did you have to be that cool? I don't know. I don't know how to... I still can't go over that. He literally just drops onto his back to kick a dude in the chin. In the freaking chin. Like... How... how, like, amazing you have to be at martial arts just to be like, nah, you know what? I'm just so goddamn cool. I'm gonna pull this shit off. I was gonna drop myself onto my own back just to kick a dude in the chin as he's approaching me. Not uppercut him like a regular person would. No. He's just gonna decide, yeah, I'm just gonna whoop some ass. However I want to, because I'm Gavan. I'm the coolest motherfucker alive. Like, that dude is nutty cool. He is crazy cool, man. It's hilarious how cool that dude is. He's actually, oh shit. It's actually hilarious how cool he is. Like, I've done a very poor service to Gavan, but Jesus, please, like from how I've described it, but please watch it. Please watch Space Sheriff Gavan. It is the craziest shit ever. Like, you get, I think it's the charm of, the sort of charm that you kind of, that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have. And like, you don't know what's going to come next. You don't know what crazy loopy stuff you're going to see. Because it can literally be anything. And because I'm just going in raw and checking out this show that I literally wouldn't have been able to see as a kid. Like, at all. Because, I mean, it's literally would have been on a different broadcasting service and stuff. And just seeing all that shenanigans is brand new. For, like, the first time for me, like, ever. I'm just like, wow. Why does this monster look like a punched panini? Like, just ham and cheese punched panini. Like, what's going on here? Like, And the special effects, how they just don't withstand the test of time, and it makes it charming in itself. And you're like, yo, I really got to suspend my disbelief, even though I know that boulder is completely made out of cardboard. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so much fun. And what else have I been watching? Another show I've recently picked up, very recently, and I never thought I'd say this sentence. I have found a Spanish-English dubbed anime. I never thought I'd say that sentence. It is the coolest thing to ever say. A Spanish-English dubbed anime. Like, that sounds almost like something you'd like bullshit out as like a joke, like at a party or some shit. Like you're with a bunch of weebs and you'll be like, oh dude, I wonder what would be like the weirdest anime to really bother dubbing, because they'll go through like the most niche stuff that just hasn't carried over, and then they'll just go into, oh yo, you know, it'd be nuts. Like if different countries like all over the world, they just started making anime in their own way. Like just stupid nonsense talk like that. But yeah, so this anime is called Rubius Virtual Hero. And just imagine this. Imagine like sprinkle a bit of fairy tale in there. And Sword Art Online. It's mainly Sword Art Online influence, especially with how like, oh, we're stuck in a video game world and like everyone's in headsets and shit. And for like unfortunately for the first half of the season, I'm just gonna spoil this for you. For the first half of the season, people are like in this deadlock sort of scenario, just like shit. There's no way out. If we can't get out of the system, we gotta beat the bad guy at the top. But like the dub, like how it is dubbed, is like so noticeable. Because at first when I was watching it, I was like, oh, okay, this looks like a cool cartoon. Let's check it out. Art style reminds me a bit of anime. Let's go. Right, and I was like, wow, this kind of looks like a high-end Newgrounds Flash animation. I'm like, all right, I'll give it that. So I was watching the intro going, and the intro was like, oh, okay, like it's all right. It's popping. It's got some exciting tunes, and then it didn't sound like Japanese to me at first, but like my brain was just like, whatever. Like, it's a lingo I don't understand, so I just assumed I'm just like, yep, okay, I'm just watching an anime, whatever. And then I actually listened to the lyrics a bit more carefully. I'm like, this is Spanish. What's going on? Like, am I actually watching a Spanish anime right now? And then the characters got to actually talking. I'm like, holy shit, the lip sync is awful. And I hated the main character, Rubius, so much, because he was just this douchey guy. And like, he gets a VR headset, sorry, an OVR headset, something like that. And it's dropped off his front door, and like his like super nerdy friend, he's just like, her, what's this? Is this for me? No, it's clear for me, jackass, or whatever. Like, and I, oh god, the voice acting literally kills me. Like, I can't go through like a whole episode without laughing out loud just because of how like flat some of the delivery is. Like, I feel like sometimes like there's some scenes they're both just like waggling like a cardboard cutout of a character instead of failing to line up to the lip sync, because there's some points when they actually make an effort to line up to the lip flaps on the screen, and there's some points when it's like they really don't. So they really just don't care. One of my favourite characters at the moment. Actually, second favourite is... No, actually, I've got quite a few favourites, because gradually I've warmed up to the show quite a lot. Just all of a sudden I'm just like, you know what, this show ain't that bad. Because I stopped watching it as just a viewer, and I started watching it as a... what's the right word? Oh no, just as a creative person, really. Just being like... Just appraising it and appreciating it for what it is, essentially. So, instead of just, like, criticizing it every friggin' turn, like, oh my god, I paid for this shit? What the fuck? This is so dumb. Like, no, I actually just examined it, and I'm a bit like, you know what? If a friend of mine plugged this to me and said, oh yeah, I'm voice acting in this, it'd be great if you checked it out. I'd be like, yeah, you know what, dude? I'll check this out. And I actually, like, I've learned to appreciate this a lot more. And actually just dubs in general, because the art of dubbing an anime. Yes, I'm one of those people that kind of likes English dub animes, right? I actually really like them. I think I've liked them more over time with like the more bad examples of English dubs I've noticed as well. Is mainly it's because of how localization works. Like what doesn't translate well in conversation. Like, for me, what made it a lot easier for me to understand was when I really wanted to read Dante's Divine Comedy, because I played the video game and I thought it was friggin' awesome. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I started examining how poems worked, and it's this terza rima format, I'm like, oh, okay, wow, this sounds pretty freaking awesome. Like how it's structured. It's A, B, A, B, C, B, C, D, C, D, D. And the canto, I can't remember how a canto's ended, but I think it's either E, E or D, E. I can't quite remember when it comes to the rhyme scheme though. There, and it's iambic pentameter as well. And I wrote a 800 word story on it, and then a 2000 or 3000 word story on it way later. But once I wanted to finally read Dante's Divine Comedy, because that assignment was in A-levels like years ago. When I finally got around to being like, you know what, let's actually read Dante's Divine Comedy, like, because sure, the video game is alright, but then I realised like how much I missed out when I watched the animated film. Because I'm like, oh shit, there's all these different circles of hell. And like the design-wise in the game, like the enemy variety didn't change much. It's more like the level itself changed a lot. So I finally get around to reading Dante's Divine Comedy, and I find out that in translation, the rhyme scheme doesn't work in English because you end up with a lot of half rhymes. And I was like, wow, so there's gonna be so many meanings that are gonna be completely lost on me. So one of my bucket list wishes is to learn Italian as thoroughly as I can, just so I can read Dante's Divine Comedy, like Dante's Inferno, like properly, like the way it was meant to be heard, like genuinely. Because if I sat down and read a direct translation, I wouldn't be able to savor and enjoy the rhyme scheme, the terza rima rhyme scheme, and I just would not enjoy it as much. I'd be all kinds of upset about it. I'd be like, oh shit, like this ain't no fun at all. Like, so going back to Japanese anime and it's either subbed or dubbed, right? For me, it depends. It totally depends on how either one is handled. You can have a bad subbed anime, dude. And that's not just because of the translation. It can just actually be bad. Like, just because it's Japanese animation doesn't mean it's just magically just good. Like, not always, man. It's not always like that. No matter what. I'd love to poop out an example. Actually, no. Love Hina is a fantastic example of that, actually. I frigging hated Love Hina. Like, despite the story being all there, that story literally went nowhere for me. It doesn't matter what translation you'd even listen to it in. It is just a bad story. It doesn't have to be literally specifically for me when it comes down to, oh yeah, how it's actually heard. I'm like, no. If you have a bad story, you're going for a bad story. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what else was there? Chobits was okay as well. I don't know. It's all these classic early 2000s animes. Like, I think everyone's seen. High School of the Dead was just stupidly ridiculous. Everyone remembers that booby bullet, sniper bullet scene. Like, so stupid. So stupid. Like, it's just, it comes with the genre, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, did they actually need that? When I was younger, I was just like, whoa, this is the coolest shit ever. Now I'm older, I'm like, no, I was really done. But, it's stuff like that. You just, after a while, you kind of appraise it. It's like a, you see the quality. You see the quality of, you see the quality of the entertainment they used to enjoy, and you'll be like, no, let's try that again. So for one example, actually, when it comes to voice acting, I don't really enjoy original DBZ voice acting, especially of how mixed up it gets, because I think in England we had about 6 or 7 different dubs at the same time in circulation, so it's actually confusing for a lot of people when it came to the, even more when it came to the canon and what travelled over, what actually got translated over correctly and what didn't, like all sorts of stuff. So I actually don't like the original DBZ dub from Funimation. Like, wow, when they went over and done Kai, I actually preferred Kai a lot more because the voice acting actually made a lot more sense. It was like, because the actors themselves had more time with the characters. There are plenty of video games to really get their chops and work in with them. So they actually knew what they were up to next with them, with that character, because they had enough time with them. They had more research and info on the characters that they were voicing for and all sorts of stuff, right? Wow. Oh, wow, I really went on a tangent. when it comes down to anime for me, and it comes to like voice acting and stuff like that, like it depends on the dub. It really depends on the dub. But when it comes to metaphors and stuff, not everything can translate over perfectly. Not every anime needs to be translated over word for word. Because for one thing, lip flaps. There's only so many things you can say with so many frames of animation of lips moving, and it actually makes sense. Because, okay, Attack on Titan. The metaphor, specifically, actually, it's funny enough, that's in a, what I'm going to mention now is actually in a voiceover, like there's not even lip flaps involved. It is the metaphor for humanity that Eren mentions. In Japanese, is described as humanity's a canary, and the walls are like their birdcage. Is like the birdcage, right? So it connotes how fragile humanity is, but then also how fragile the walls are. Like you can see outside, but just as easy that can all come crumbling down, right? But then in the dub, it's a lot darker. It's not as beautiful, sort of thing, which is depending on who you talk to, it can seem better, because this is what we end up getting when it got localized in English dubbed, right? Humanity are cattle, and the walls are the pen, right? So it's like instead this version of Eren essentially is like way less optimistic. Like he doesn't see the kind of the beauty in humanity. Instead we're just like, yeah, we're just fucking food for the Titans, man. Like no matter what, we're just going to be picked up one point or another and just taken to a slaughter. Like it feels very different, but like the base message is still there, that humanity's an animal in a vulnerable and fragile in a vulnerable place to live in. Like, and I'm just like, shit, that's still powerful, but it's like powerful in a different way. But what's great, honestly, is that like I honestly enjoy checking out an English subbed and dubbed anime. I love it. I actually love seeing the comparison, what carries over, what doesn't, why, and not just being angry about it. Like, is what you're way better off in life just examining like the kind of media that you're consuming, instead of being angry that what you prefer to hear didn't get in or something, or you prefer to see isn't currently in front of you. Like, we got long lives to live. We got long lives to live, people. Like, you're way better. You're better off just examining and appraising what you're getting entertainment wise, and examining why and how it is in that state. Like, why it's in that state anyway. Because hell, there's even some jokes that just don't translate over well, like from Japanese to English and English to Japanese. So there's a lot to balance out when it comes to localizing anything, and when it comes to stuff that's dubbed as well. Like, there's a lot to consider. Not just, oh, it's just the core story and you just say it word for word. Like, no, like there's some parts that just don't work, or just like, oh, for the kind of audience that we believe this can work for, it's not appropriate, so we got to change that. Like, it's not always about, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate feature of when it comes to bringing anime over, but honestly, like, there's some amazing things. There's some amazing things that just been caused by the English dub scene. One fantastic example is, okay, it's over 9,000. Despite how much you love Dragon Ball, like all the Dragon Ball ever, especially Z, for some weird tragic reason everyone thinks Dragon Ball Z is the only part of Dragon Ball you need to watch, which still shocks me to this day. It's over 9,000 meme, that's an error in translation. Turns out it's supposed to be, oh, it's only 8,000, right? Does that make you like a sickening, horrible heathen, like, for appreciating and enjoying a meme so goddamn much of a show that you loved as a kid, and only because you got older that you realize, like, oh man, my god, it's wrong. Oh my god, I'm the worst person in the world. Like, no, it doesn't make you like the weirdest or worst person in the world. Like, if anything, like, be happy that like dubs of anime are even out there, because you might not have even bumped into anime anyway. Like, at that point in your life, like when it would have impacted you more. Like, the most tragic dub for me, like the worst sort of dub scenario for me is actually Cardcaptor Sakura. Like, that story got completely butchered. Like, it's supposed to examine all different kinds of types of love, and it didn't. That got, like, chopped and cropped out. Like, some of those episodes literally just got chopped and cropped out, and, like, to a point that, like, as a kid, I noticed how it did not make sense. Like, there's this old grandpa episode or something, and I knew it was not the grandpa. I just knew, like, why all of a sudden is this dude here? Like, I just instinctually knew, and it was weird. And I was like, you know what? Let's move on and just forget about that episode entirely. Like, I as a kid, this ain't some special thing I'm gonna say either, but like, as a kid, I was aware of that. That I'm like, wherever this show came from, because I knew it wasn't English. That's all I knew. I knew it wasn't initially English. That like, wherever this like show came from, like they've kind of goofed up here. I don't know why, but it kind of makes this story lame, and that was really it. Like, to this day, I don't quite know what that scenario is when it comes to the old dude. I think it's, I don't know. To this day, I think it's still like, it'd have been good to have that at least explained. But again, it's exactly like, oh, it's that kind of audience you're catering to that is initially English speaking. Like, there's different values and stuff. There's different things that, like, okay, I am, like, as a team, we are willing to show kids this. I think it's some weird, excuse me. I think it's some weird, well, weird to me, anyway, kind of relationship that was going on there in the episode, and all kinds of stuff got cut out. And to a point that, when it came to Cardcaptor Sakura, there's so many episodes just missing, so all of a sudden Cardcaptor Sakura, that Sakura could have a card that she captured off screen, and turns out there's an actual whole episode of it, but it just had to be cut out because the good old translation, localization and translation overlords were like, no, this isn't like kind of the right episode to really have or show. But yeah, it's like that sort of type of entertainment, like that was brought in. That's brought in, and they're experimenting with it, man. Like, no one's friggin' perfect. But, like, just don't hate on dubs. That's my big rant. Just don't completely hate on English dubs. Like, my last point. The reason why I love dubs, actually, is because of the reinterpretation of something. Especially. So, for me, it's two things. It's either Fist of the North Star or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's one specific thing, and it is literally rush attacks. Rush attacks and the battle cries that come with them, or the stand cries that come with them, right? I find it so exciting hearing different interpretations of it, of stand cries. So from Jean-Pierre Ponarafu, I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. Jean-Pierre Ponarafu. Ponaraf, anyway. And how his stand cry, or his ura ura. I don't know why people call it an ura ura when it's really not. How his stand cry, how it goes in comparison to Jotaro. Because in subbed, it literally shows, come on. So he's literally just like, come on, really, really fight with all that you got. Can you? Sort of thing. And in the dub, subbed, it just goes hurrah, 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 hurrah. And dubbed, they go full ham, and it's just, oh god, I feel sorry for the voice actor because he sounds strained. He sounds a bit strained as well. And it's come on, and it's awesome. It's really cool. It's really cool to see that, to see and hear that in motion. But when we go later on into different parts. We'll go a bit ahead then back. One example when it's actually disappointing for me is Purple Smoke. And his Ubasha. Like, you don't quite hear it I didn't quite hear it that well in the subbed at first, but then after a while you do hear it. It's this Ubasha kind of thing, right? But dubbed, it's just not there entirely. And it kind of crushes my heart. Like, I was super hyped to hear how it would sound. But regardless, what works well within that translation, within that interpretation of the Ubashar of Purple Haze's stand cry is that it still sounds like a possessed Fugo. It still sounds like a sort of demented, distorted Fugo, I mean. And that ain't the worst thing in the world. Just like, oh yeah, it's different. It can be different for good reasons too. Like, if anything, like, okay, what if that was someone's first anime ever? Like, are we gonna shit on them for, like, appreciating the dub and not knowing about the sub? Like, no. Like, you're kind of like a weird monster or an enemy stand user or something. God, can you imagine just like a weird gatekeeper anime weeb and like their stand literally shits on other people's tastes in anime? Like, I'd love to see that. Could someone draw that? I'm kidding. I don't have a big enough fan base to request that stuff. I'm just a humble country boy. That's a humble little YouTuber. But that'd be so crazy. That'd be nuts, dude. Could you imagine? Just like, I don't even think that I would not want to draw that person up as ugly or whatever. I want that person to look like just the most relatable looking anime fan ever. Like, it's just like, wow, yeah, I used to wear that shit too. Like, yo. That's an amazing jacket, dude. Or amazing shirt or whatever. Or like, oh, yo. Best bag with an anime character on it. Awesome. Like, that sort of stuff. That'd be a hilarious character to draw. Just somehow encompass all of anime fans ever in one person. That'd be hard to do, because that's a very big spectrum. But yeah, it's that. And then we'll switch backwards a bit to when Cars becomes the ultimate life form. By the way, JoJo Bizarre Adventure spoilers. And Cars succeeds, and he's all of a sudden able to use Harmon against Joseph, right? And there's two different versions of the different translations of that scene. Cars uses Harmon immediately after Joseph attacks him, because subbed after Joseph loses his arm. I'm kind of goofing up the order I'm telling you guys this in. I'm sorry. After Joseph loses his arm, he says, "Die, overdrive!" And Cars goes, "Harmon," and then he just drops his elbow and almost scorches Joseph's leg clean off his fucking body. It's nuts. That, or honestly, I prefer the dub in that scene because it's freaking immense. It feels freaking immense. Because Joseph just snaps and just yells, "Harmon, overdrive!" and really goes ham. He really goes ham, just that beautiful British man. And Cars goes, "What? Harmon? Did you say Harmon overdrive?" Like, it's just, it's nuts. It's nuts. That's an example of how sometimes like an English dub can actually work out really well. It's when the script supports itself constantly. It doesn't just hop between localization and staying true to the script, localization, staying true to the script. It saves it from sounding goofy. And I just care about this more because I want to do screenwriting. I've already made an okay start with what kind of clients I've gained so far from freelance work anyway. I'm kind of doing okay. Nothing's published out there yet, but I'm just doing what I can. But that kind of stuff's important. And yeah, when it goes to Fist of the North Star now, Ken's Rage, I played for that game in both languages. I played for it in English and I played for it in Japanese, and it was fantastic. Because I got to hear how all the different characters, how all their different voice actors handle the character differently. And fun fact of the day, Matt Mercer voices Ray, the good old master of None Tall Sweet Shuriken. So yeah, Matt Mercer voiced him, but then the voice actor for Dio in good old Stardust Crusaders, I cannot remember his name. And plus I'm pretty sure I butcher it anyway. Same voice actor for Ray. So it's kind of nuts that Jotaro's English voice actor and Dio's Japanese voice actor voiced the same character. Pretty nuts. It's pretty cool. I like that shit a lot. Because all of a sudden I was playing through the game and I heard the voice and I'm like, wait a second. Because I knew Matt Mercer was voicing Ray for the English already because I played through the game far enough and just paid attention to the credits. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Matt Mercer, voice actor of Levi and Jotaro. Okay, cool. And then when I changed it to subbed, I was like, wait a second. I know this dude. Dude sounds kind of vicious. I'm kind of waiting for him to read for some reason. And then, yeah, I looked it up and was like, holy shit. Voice actor Dilo. Jesus Christ. Cannot Dioda, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's nuts. It's so cool. It's so cool when I realized that. I ran over to my co-worker, my JoJo fan. My JoJo fellow fan, Declan. Hope you're doing well out there, dude. Awesome guy, awesome guy. Like, I had so much fun just learning about just JoJo Bizarre Adventure from him, and then finally getting into the show and being like, wow, this show is actually as amazing as he described it and more. But like my eyes had opened. I'd opened my third eye or something. It's just amazing. It really is a wonderful show. And it's nuts. It's so nuts to actually find out stuff like that. Like, it's interesting, man. Voice acting's interesting. Like, they literally have to voice a person and bring a character to life however they can. And it's fantastic, and they've all got the different creative processes and stuff. Like, that's the next thing I really want to check out. Because when you're a creative person, everyone has a slightly different method when it comes to tackling a big task, like literally bringing a character to life and lining up your voice to what's on a screen. That is actually hard as balls to do. It's actually quite testing and quite tricky. Like, try and fake a voice and then yell in that fake voice and still make sure it sounds like that fake voice still. It is hard as balls to do. It is actually really freaking hard. If you can't yell in that voice, there's no point in holding that voice. Just go find something else. Until it works for you. That's what I've just seen plenty of times in different interviews. Another voice acting thing I found super interesting actually was Perfect Cell. From Dragon Ball Z. An interesting thing. I think it's the Tenkaichi Budokai game, something like that. His voice clips are the same. Are the absolute same. So, between his different forms. So, if you play that game in English, no matter what form you're in, it will sound like in Perfect Cell. And on our end, they'll be like, oh, that's friggin' strange, that's really weird. But then, turns out in subbed, his voice doesn't change. So, imagine that creepy lizard man voice from that giant cockroach, from that giant bug man, and it's consistent throughout all the forms. That makes him honestly way scarier. Because I think that'd be a consistent reminder that he's the same thing underneath. He's the same freak underneath, no matter what form. No matter if it's semi-perfect or perfect. Like, it's still the same horrible creature that actually consumed a whole town full of people with, like, his appendage. Like, like, I love doing Imperfect Cell's voice. There's something about it so satisfying. It's so much fun to do. And my girlfriend, she pointed out this blur thing. That Imperfect Cell likes to do. I think it's because he's just got like a beak face. It's just this blur thing. Absolutely love it. Nobody talks about that. That annoys me so much. We got the thing from oh, that's so bad. We got that thing from when JoJo Bizarre Adventure, but nobody talks about Imperfect Cell's blur thing. Nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about this, Piccolo. I have no idea why. Oh god, that was really awful. But it's that kind of stuff. It's that kind of stuff. I really enjoy voice acting. But yeah, my long tangent brings us all the way back to Rubius Virtual Hero. I just realised how long that tangent went on for. I'm gonna look at the time code for that, and it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be so bad. And I'm doing super bad in these games too. I never thought this would happen, but I'd actually found an anime, a Spanish anime, that is English dubbed. It's actually the loopiest thing ever. So when they're not matching up to the lip flaps correctly, I'm like, oh, that's fucking strange. And why is that happening? And then, yeah, after like a bit of research, after like, being like, somehow forgetting that, oh yeah, the intro is in Spanish. I was like, holy shit, am I actually watching a Spanish English dubbed anime that is heavily inspired heavily inspired by by Sword Art Online, and I don't know, something about, I think it's like the whole friendship thing, that makes me think of Fairy Tail. Oh no! It's this it's the love interest for Rubius, which is literally Urza. Like, the character's called Sakura, but it's literally red hair, serious, sword user, can summon different weapons. Well, actually, mainly uses the bow, actually, at first. And it's like, yeah, pre-experienced in the game and all that, and what's going on, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, it couldn't have been any less subtle about it. That's what made me giggle a lot about it. I was just like, why? Why did this have to happen this way? Like, oh my god. It killed me that. It killed me that so much. Like, you literally have the love interest character, and they're literally Urza. Literally, she's got big red hair and everything, and is an absolute beast, and is all serious all the time and shit. And I'm like, you fucking joking? Like, you could have just turned around and just made a different hair color, and I wouldn't have suspected it as much. But that was just so in the nose. It's so in the nose. It was so in the nose, man. I was just like, why? Why did that have to happen this way? But yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting show. I actually really like it. So Rubius gets a cool VR headset. Popped into a world, can't get out until he heads all the way up to the top level. And after he levels up enough. But Rubius is like a complete dumbass, and I kind of friggin' love that. At first I friggin' hated it, because I was a bit like, wow, this dude's a complete idiot. He's leveling up like out the wazoo, like he'll take some damage and level up. And turns out, depending what game world you're in, like the clauses for leveling up is different, so it's not all about fighting, which is actually pretty cool. But he levels up so fast. It's almost like a satire on just on shonen, and just powering up for like just gaining like strength like stupidly fast. Like it was so freaking weird. Like I can't remember what it was. No, he went to the toilet. There's a Minecraft episode, and he just really wanted to piss. So for like most of the episode, he just wanted to go to the toilet, and he builds a toilet. He gets attacked. He's like, oh crap, I can't go for my piss now. Damn it. And then the resolution of the episode, he finally goes for a piss, and turns out that was how you are meant to escape, is by letting Rubius go for a piss. Because he's meant to travel through these worlds and get to the top level to then save Sakura, right? And here, and he goes up like 10 levels. I'm like, dude, how relieving of a piss was that? And why is it specifically in the Minecraft world that if you go for a piss, you just gain 10 levels and you piece the hell out? It's nuts. There's a Slender Man reference in there, and it's actually quite adorable. And best character that we meet is in episode 2. Zombarella. Like, Zombarella is literally the best character ever. She's like a tiny bit cringeworthy at the start, but that just kind of comes with the inexperienced voice acting. I don't want to rule it out as all out bad. Like, it's actually not that bad after a while. You kind of settle into it. You got to ease into the pain a bit. Like, you got to ease into it a bit. Ease into the cringe a bit. I think, if anything, I don't like the script more than the actual voice acting. So there's just some stupid word choices at some points. My inner editors be like, that's a bit of a strange typo there. And they actually allowed them to say that in the show. That's strange. Like, that's legit runs through my head. And, oh, damn it. And, I was going to say, shit. And, so yeah, after a while, like, yeah, you just get used to it. And, yeah, Zombarella is literally the best character, like, hands down. Because at the start, when Rubius first meets Zombarella, he's like, oh shit, I'm in this undead world. I'm in this undead zombie level. Holy shit, you saved my life. And then turns out she's like a big super fan of Rubius. And I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be adorable. Is she going to be like quirky and a bit odd? And like, thank god she was. I'm just like, yep, best character. In Thigh Highs, alright, cool, best character. And then when she was told that Rubius is actually on a quest to find some other girl, at first she was pissed and she's like, oh, I'll help you. I was like, whoa, okay, that's a very quick turn of events. At first I thought she was just going to kill Sakura as soon as she gets the chance, but no. It just turns into this sort of weird love triangle thing. Well, sorry, no, not even weird. It's kind of like a basic triangle thing that you just find in anime anyway. And it's cute. It's honestly cute. It's like genuinely adorable. But it's just it's more the same thing. It's more the same thing, and at first I was a bit like, oh great, it's just more like, it makes the anime just so generic. But then I realized that, like, ironically, it kind of rewarded me for actually watching anime at all, because these would not have been tired tropes or genre conventions or cliches or anything. There we go, cliches. If I had not watched as much, if I had not engaged with anime as much as I had at that point. And I only found this like 2 weeks ago or something. And finally got around to watching it, and I'm just like, wow, this is actually pretty fun. It's kind of like it's almost like an anti One Punch Man anime in a way. That instead of it being a satire on anime, and then, like, ironically, and it sort of rewards you for watching anime because you get to see all these different references to that anime and manga. You get those references through these different reworks and reimagined worlds. Like some of the, and it's also like a mixing part of also like gaming as well, and that was interesting. Like, it's even like a gamer girl moment of just like, yeah, you're damn sexist to like this other player, right? And it's actually kind of cool. It wasn't like so in your face that it was like, yeah, they're gonna have like a full like episode about it or some shit. I'm like, no, it's just like in a battle. In quite a weird battle. It's actually in the real world, which was even stranger. But oh man, I really gotta stop spoiling this stuff for you, because you guys, I know some of you guys, you gotta watch this. Like, because I think I'm cursed with just all of a sudden just getting into really niche stuff, because quite a few of the Reddits I'm in now, all niche as hell. Like, when I first hopped in No More Heroes Reddit, it was under 2,000 people. We're slowly, gradually growing, despite our game being, despite No More Heroes 3, I don't want to sound like a gatekeeper there, despite No More Heroes 3 being pretty much the only thing that people are happy about at the Game Awards. Like, people didn't chase up on that much after, and it's kind of a shame, because it's gonna be a fantastic time. I think it's gonna really bring me back to the days when I first popped open my Nintendo Wii, and I don't know what I'm gonna get. Like, I think that's one of many things that No More Heroes is to me. But yeah, shit, where did I go from there? Where was I going? It's one hell of a journey, this one, guys. Just babbling while I'm playing Bug Out. Got a bug hunt. And, oh shit. And, but yeah, it's, that was it. Rubius Virtual Hero. Yeah, fantastic. It's actually quite a lot of fun. If you get past the cheesiness of it, you can have a lot of fun with it. Because there's a lot of different animes that when I watched as a kid, and I go back and watch them now, and they were dubbed, I'm like, wow, this is actually awful now. Medabots is a great example as well, actually. Like, unfortunately, for some reason, I remembered the fights being like a way bigger part to the show, and it isn't. It's, oddly enough, my first slice of life anime, because there's some like generic basic things that happen in a day. Like, oh no, they head to the beach, and then Medabi can't swim, and then it goes into this two-part fun story of like, oh yeah, Medabi's gonna learn how to fight in water and fight a bunch of like town kids Medabot that they use to scare away the tourists. I'm like, that's amazing. It wasn't some tournament battle or some shit like I'd imagine the show to always be about. For some weird reason, I always thought it was about that. Like, I literally, like, I remember, like, in my head, I was like, oh yeah, yo, I can't wait to watch Medabots again. And it's literally Beyblades, but robots. Wow, that's a horrible voice crack. And yeah, it really isn't that. It really is not that kind of show. And it's sort of fantastic for that too. And the voice acting is, and yeah, my main point to this little tangent is, yeah, the voice acting is genuinely awful. Like, it's so, some characters are so, I think Icky for season 1 and 2, so bad. So bad. I didn't even get to season 2 yet, but I'm just gonna rule them out as bad in season 2. I don't care. I'm joking. I'm joking. But, yeah, season 1 Icky is actual pain. Actual pain. What? Attack Meta B. I'm like, ugh. Speaking phonetically. That's the most painful thing I think about English dubs, is speaking phonetically. Like, if that happens, you lose. Like, you lose out on a great piece of entertainment if your voice actor is just speaking phonetically to cover lines and lip flaps. Is painful. But everything is a learning process if it's a creative endeavor. Everything is. So straight away, I don't hate them as much. I don't rip into them as hard. And when I rip into that kind of stuff, like, it's usually more out of love rather than a rather shit performance. But yeah, give Rubius Virtual Hero a watch. I've been watching it on good old Amazon Prime. It's been a fantastic time. Fantastic time on Amazon Prime. I'm not being paid or sponsored by them. I honestly wish their service could be a lot better, but we can't have everything. It's interesting, Rubius Virtual Hero. I kind of like how the animation is. It's like a very high-end animation, Newgrounds animation. It's kind of like on that level. Like you know, it's a bit more than Flash Player is involved in making that. Like, it kind of feels like that. Or what's a good example? Imagine Naruto Unleashed, but it had more than one person on it. Imagine it had like 5 or 6 people on it. And I'm not trying to shit on the animation style. Like, the animation's actually alright. It's actually okay. And I'm genuinely hyped that Rubius Virtual Hero has a second season. Because the story is actually got me. And quite a lot of the cliche moments, like, those are starting to fade away. Like, because there's more twists and turns and stuff. There's more actual different things going on. Like, it's not always going to be Rubius is the one who fixes the scenario like in the best possible way. He's not always the one with the solution, and it's just some dumb luck in the end. It is not always that. I love it for that. It's fantastic. And like how that, like, oh yeah, there's actually some more interaction when they actually get out. They actually go to the real world. A lot more stuff is actually going on. Like, I haven't got that far into the season. I think I'm on episode 8 or something now. And oh yeah, and they're aware of how many episodes they're in. They have prologue moments as well, when the intro's like completely different. It's so funny. It is so funny, so cheesy. I actually feel like I'm watching a Saturday night cartoon. That's what makes me super happy about it. It's just nice, simple, it's silly, and it's almost making me take it less seriously. Because of just how goofy it can be. When it tries to be serious, there's been like 2 times it's tried to be serious and it's actually worked. And because it's actually made me suspend my sense of disbelief, sort of thing. And I'm like 26 years old, and usually I'm picking at things or examining and appraising whatever creative works that I'm checking out. Like video games, movies, TV shows, whatever. Like, I'm doing that almost all the time now. That doesn't stop me enjoying stuff. If anything, it makes me enjoy it more, just on different levels. Because just deconstructing something is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do. Even if you don't like it. Even if you don't like the piece of content, like, at least you dig in and find out why you don't like it. And that's where your time feels like it's been pretty well spent in the end, because I learned something. It's great. Yeah, it's a fantastic time. Rubius Virtual Hero. It actually is a fantastic time. It's really chilled me out during this testing year of 2020. Like, it really has chilled me the hell out. And I'm going to say it's like my safe haven from like everything. It's just one piece of entertainment of many that I've checked out, and it's helped out a lot. Hope you enjoyed my rambling. It's gone way longer than expected. Well, I'll see you guys next time. It's going to be a wonderful next side job. Until then, this has been Depassion, also known as Mikkel. See you on the next journey. Take care. Wow, I spoke for an hour? Yo! It's nutty, baby.